Hi, it's the Mike Rogers Show. Mike Rogers here with you. And today I have a very special guest from the Tokyo punk rock band Rasputin. I have Rasputin Moss. Hey!
It's not. Hey, dude. Hey, thanks for having me.
It's been a long time since I've spoken to you.
Yeah, it has. It has. Right. I mean, like we've texted each other, like, here and there, but yeah, like to see you face to face, it's been a while.
Yeah. So you're back in Japan now?
Yeah, I am.
Did you so you lived in Germany for a few years?
Yeah, for 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
Are you still working at the same company or what?
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah.
So are you the president of the company yet?
Nah. Doesn't work like that.
What did you do in Germany?
Well, I did. Well, I just worked, and then I made a bunch of friends there, local friends, Japanese friends, and yeah. And I traveled a lot, you know. So, well, when in Europe,
Yeah.
it's really easy to travel to like all these different countries and see uh different cultures and people. It was great. Yeah.
So wait, so you lived in Germany, so you of course you went to France and Italy and Spain and the UK, right?
Yeah.
What was the best place you visited?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'd say Netherlands was one of my favorite places to be. I went to a city called Hague, and it's like a beach city.
Mm-hmm.
It's really laid back, great food, good people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I really like that vibe.
So while you were gone, so you were gone for 5 years. So I was going to ask you guys this. So Rasputin has come back,
Yeah, exactly.
and you guys are going to play a show pretty soon, aren't you?
Yeah. We've actually been playing a few shows here and there.
Mm-hmm.
We have we just played an acoustic show this month in Ishirikubo,
Mm-hmm.
and we're playing another show in March, and I think we have like 3 shows coming up in April.
Really? April,
Yeah.
what days and where?
So April 15th,
Mm-hmm.
will be in Kobe,
Oh,
and yeah, yeah. So a little far. And
yeah, a little
then
bit
the
far.
16th, yeah, 16th we're playing Tokyo Nishiyobikubo. And then on the 22nd, we're playing at Nakano Moonstep. There's this band called Cutlery Druggists coming from the States. They're
Mm-hmm.
from the Bay Area. It's a two-piece band. They're pretty rad.
Really? So
Yeah.
tell me the history of Rasputin from the start. Like, how did you guys get together? What made you guys start a band?
Well, we all went to high school in New York. And
Oh, wait a minute. So
yeah.
you, Yoshi, and who's the third member?
Oh, it's Kenji right now, but we started out with Seiji.
Okay, so you, Yoshi, and Kenji.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
But the guys who I went to high school with were Yoshi and Seiji, the original bass player.
So your parents are rich. You went to a private school in New York?
Yeah, it was a private school, and we all lived in the same dorm, and
In high school?
yeah, in high school, yeah.
Wow, that must have been wild.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
I can imagine. So,
yeah, it was great.
so your dad and your mom moved to New York, or you just went there by yourself?
Oh, my dad moved there for his job,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I just like kind of grew up there. Yeah.
So that's why your English is so good.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
so Seiji-san's English is really good.
Yeah, Seiji's English is very good. He now lives in California. And Yoshi, his English is perfect. He's
Yeah.
I think he might have been born there.
Really? So your current band, all three of you speak English?
Yeah, even Kenji, the new bass player, he's got this like I don't know, he's got great ears. I don't know for learning languages. He actually speaks three languages. It's like Japanese, English, and Spanish.
Wow.
Yeah.
I lived in California for many years and I never got good at Spanish. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo está? That's it. That's it, you know. Oh, two tacos, beef, point at the menu, beef, beef. So you guys made the band in the States or you made the band in Japan?
We actually formed in the States, and we started out as like a cover band. So we covered like 90 plus songs during the course of our like high school days. And you know, when we moved to Japan, and we all went to the same university actually. And
That's weird. So
yeah,
wait,
I know.
what university did you go to?
We went to KO.
Oh, I have to bow my head. That's a very elite university, isn't it?
Yeah, we got lucky.
Got lucky. So you went to university and okay, so the band existed in high school and
Yeah.
you guys played in New York and you
Mhm.
played shows in New York?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I think mostly for like, you know, school in school events.
You must have been big man on campus, weren't you?
Well, I mean like not a lot of people were into punk rock. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
but it was yeah, it was good times though, you know. I think that's right about the time when High Standard broke in Japan.
Yeah.
That's like also the time after like Green Day, Rancid, everything happened. It was like 97, 98, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. So yeah.
So you guys played a lot of Green Day songs and stuff because and NoFX, right?
Oh yeah. We covered NoFX, Green Day, of course.
Because the first time I heard your band, I thought, oh, these guys, they must have loved NoFX. And I can't remember what song you were playing. It was a different song. It wasn't a NoFX song, but I kind of thought these guys sound like they were trained musicians and they play their instruments. You know, it used to be like the bass player would be playing like boom, 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 but NoFX made it like like that, right? So
Yeah.
were you a trained musician as a child?
No, nothing. I mean, I loved music. You know, I got into music when I was in like fourth or fifth grade, and I heard Nirvana on the radio with my friend, and I was like, "Oh man, this is like the best thing I've ever heard." And
Really?
yeah, yeah. But I didn't have any instrument. I never really trained to play piano or anything like that. But you know, my parents made me a promise that they would buy me a guitar if I got accepted to this private school in New York. So I studied a little bit, and then I got in, and they got me a guitar, and I met my friends in high school, and just formed a band.
That's so weird. Actually, I've heard that sort of story from people. They told me their parents said, like, you know, if you study hard and you get into high school, then we'll buy you a guitar. And they studied really
Yeah,
hard. They get into high school and all they want to do is play guitar and they don't want to study.
right. Yeah, happened to me.
So was this an all Japanese high school?
it was mostly Japanese. Not all Japanese, but there
Mhm.
were I remember like there were a couple like Mexican kids, some Korean kids, um Chinese probably, yeah, were there as well. But predominantly Japanese, and it was double curriculum. So we would have like a Japanese curriculum,
Mhm.
and then like regular English curriculum for American high school as well. So yeah, it was a lot of school time.
Wow. So did you guys we're here to talk about Rasputin, but this is so fascinating to me. So you went to this New York school, and did you have to wear uniforms and stuff?
On Wednesdays only, I think.
Wednesdays only. So you guys must have, the people around the area where your school was, when you guys were all walking around in your uniforms and you're all Japanese or Hispanic, they must have thought you guys were like aliens or so. And I don't mean aliens from, I mean like UFO type of aliens.
Well, I mean, like, it was in the middle of nowhere. It's in a place called Purchase, New York.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of land. It's like pretty much nothing. There was a community college or something that was situated next to our campus.
Uh-huh.
But that was it. Yeah. So it was a lot
How
of
did you
nature.
how did your father find this place? Is this a famous place?
Kind of, yeah.
Really? Did
Yeah.
Yoko Ono go there?
Nah, probably not.
So you made a punk band and you played at some school shows, but and
Mhm.
I can totally relate, because when I was like, I don't know, 19, 20, 21, something like that, um there was a Japanese community, and
Okay.
I'm half Japanese, you know that, right? So
Yeah.
so I really wanted to be a part of that community. So I
Mhm.
started dating the girls, but no one liked punk rock at all. They were all into line dancing and do the hustle, do.
Oh
And
man.
I'm sitting at this party thinking like, God, this party sucks. And I'm sitting in this room by myself, and I'm just eating food, and all of a sudden the room starts filling up with people, and they all stand, and there's like 30 or 40 people in this room, and they all stand facing me, and then the music comes on, do the hustle, do, and they're all dancing in step lines, and I was just like, oh God, I feel like I took LSD or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out, and I had to get out of there. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's a bad trip.
that was a very bad trip, and I was just like, man, this is so weird. And yeah, that really blew my mind, that everybody was doing the same thing and dancing the same steps and listening to this terrible, what I thought was terrible music. So okay, so you come back to Japan,
Yeah.
you guys go to the same university.
Right. Right. And I start writing songs, and uh, well, I've always wanted to like really continue with music,
Mhm.
and but all my bandmates were like really into their girlfriends. I mean, like we were, we lived in the dorm in
Yeah,
high school, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
like we were like separated from the girls.
Uh-huh.
And but the other two were like really popular with girls. So so they had girlfriends and I
Uh-huh.
didn't. And so I had a lot of time on my hand
Uh-huh.
while they were out dating whatever in Tokyo. And so I had a lot of time, so I started writing songs. At first I just had no idea how to write them, but
Mhm.
I listened to a fair amount of music, so I kind of knew how the songs were structured.
Mm.
So I just went ahead with like, making bits and pieces of
Yeah.
a song. And then gradually just, I stuck them all together like Frankenstein, Frankenstein style, right? And then
but actually, Masa, that's actually the proper way to write songs.
Yeah, I guess
Like,
so.
you know, I remember a long time ago, and this is before Shonen Knife was famous. Their manager was a friend of mine, and one day he had all these sheets out of music, and he was like, "Okay, we'll take this part and we'll put it together with this part." And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Oh, I'm just making songs." And like, "What do you mean making songs?" He said, "Well, they made this song, they made this song, they made this song, so I'm going to put them all together into one song. This good hook, this good chorus part, and make them all one song." And I thought,
Yeah,
that's how you do it. I was really surprised, and that band became Shonen Knife. So okay,
cool.
so sorry to interrupt you. So okay, so your friends are out dating these girls, probably several girls, right? And then you're writing songs by yourself. Was the first song you ever wrote, "I'm Mr. Lonely, I'm so lonely"?
The first song that I wrote was actually about a spider. So like in Japan, I was my roommate was Seiji, the original bass player.
Mm-hmm.
And we were living in this place in near Yokohama.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, I was coming back from like part-time job or something. I was on a train and Seiji calls me up and he's like, "Yo, you gotta come home. You gotta come home."
Yeah, dinner's ready.
Yeah. No. And I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" And he's like, "There's a huge spider
Oh,
in our place."
yeah.
Right? Then I'm like, "Nah, it can't be that big, you know?" And this is like in the middle of the summer and it's really hot. And I guess we had our like windows open or something, so like, could have just like crept in. So I go back, right, to the flat and I see Seiji like dressed up in like long pants, socks on, shoes on, with like a worker's jacket or some Dickies jacket or something on, and with a hat, right, on his bed, like curled up. and and he's like and he's almost like 6 feet tall. He's like freakishly tall for like Japanese kids.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, "Yo, this is crazy." And I'm like, "I can't be that bad." I open my room, right? And I see this like huge ass spider like dangling from the ceiling. And I'm like, "Oh my God, did I just see that?" I immediately close the door again. And I'm like, "Yo, you're right. What are we gonna do with this shit?" Right?
Was it a green spider, green colored?
No. It
Oh,
was like a brown, brownish leopard kind of like pattern. But it just looked very menacing. And luckily my room was healthy, and I had like this plastic bag right.
yeah.
Spider just like crept into like one of those plastic bags. So just living shit out of it with like a shoe or something.
Uh-huh. You killed the poor spider? The poor spider's just trying to make a living, you know?
Yeah, I know, but we were scared. so so I wrote a song about that experience
Yeah.
because it was yeah. Um, and didn't go anywhere, of course. But that was the first song I made.
Well, that's really cool. So it's kind of like a Boris the Spider type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So okay, so you come back and your roommate. Where's Seiji now? What's he doing?
Oh,
Happily.
he now works and lives in California, Long Beach, California.
Oh, I lived in Long Beach too when I was a kid.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I don't remember it, but wow. So okay, so now you guys are back in Japan, and after you've
Yep.
been gone to Germany for 5 years, and you're back making the band. So
Right.
I want to do this interview in two parts. So
Okay.
This is going to be
Yeah.
the end of part 1, and then we're going to come back in just a second and do part 2, okay? So,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, from the Japanese punk rock band Rasputin. Sorry about that. Thanks, man. So, okay, I'll talk to you again tomorrow. If you like this video, go down here and click like and subscribe. Please. Onegai shimasu. Okay, see you later. Masa.